Yo, what up? How's it going, man?
Hey.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm super well. So we've got Stain 1 under Evil.
Yes, sir.
Hit me with a pitch. What you got going on this super awesome Stain deck?
All right. So I kind of just want to annoy my opponent as much as possible. Making his attacks really fast because all he really needs to get is a poke in and he's off to the races. Then we've got cards like Conflict of Ideologies because he forces your opponent to commit in order to play their cards, and then you just make it so they don't uncommit.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. An Evil Gaze for some Foundation Destruction if they decide to block, since almost all my attacks are mids.
Sure.
I think the only one that it doesn't work with is Knife Slice, because of the rest, the ones that aren't mids are Furies.
Right.
Well, I know Evil Gaze has been nerfed. I really just care more about the speed. At that point, anything else is a plus.
Ooh, I like that. I like that mentality.
Because I just want to get the pokes in.
Yeah.
And then it has a bunch of burn damage to make up for the little pokes.
That makes sense to me. Let me do some looking. So what do you need my help with? What's the goal here?
I am still newer to the game, and I know you have many years of knowledge in this game.
Sure.
And I just want to be able to make the deck flow even better than it already does.
Yeah. I can help with that.
I love the weapon package because +1 speed on every attack kind of adds up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to get it going. Stain has a couple disadvantages, but he's still my favorite character to play.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Let me I'm doing a little looking and seeing how much I can get into your sideboard. So I think the biggest issue that I'm seeing with your deck at the moment, truthfully, is the lack of how are you killing people, right? You've just got like a bunch of 7 damage moves, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but they're just 7 damage moves. I am nervous that you're not going to be able to close out games strictly based on what is based on the damage of your moves, right? This guy is 7. This guy is 7. This is 7 with your character. This is 8, 9 with your character. Like I'm just nervous that like you've got no bonus damage happening inside of your stage to help out what's going on.
Okay.
And so like you're gonna have to string people a little bit, and it's already hard for Stain to get that first big hit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So as we're just looking. Any of these that matter? Okay. All right, so I've added a couple cards into our sideboard, so we get to talk about them. First off, the attacks. The only attacks that I really saw were Ignited Arrow is a weapon.
Whoops.
What's up?
Oh no, I agree with the Ignited Arrow. I actually took out Brandish Steel for Ignited Arrow. It's been doing really well in testing. I just forgot to switch on UBS.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Double Blade Slash is really good at making sure that this one or the next one hits, right? It's a 5 mid for 3, so they gotta use a lot of resources. It has stun. Their check gets a -1. If it's blocked, your next one gets stunned. It's just like good all around. Like Double Blade Slash into like a Piercing Needle says that you're going to make your once per game happen. You don't even need the Laceration necessarily. And then just Slashing Whirlwind. I was talking about how you kill people. This card is very good at killing people. Even if it's just like maybe like a one of, it might be enough. I don't know. I'm partial to this card, but it's probably just like a worse version of what Knife Slice is trying to do. But Knife Slice does 5, 6, 7 with Stain, whereas this, when it works, does 15. Feels very good once it becomes online, right? It's an 8 mid for 15 if we have the 2 momentum. And we don't currently have a use for momentum, right? We just don't.
The only one is Unnerving Energy.
And this card technically has EX3, right? And Unnerving. Yeah. Unnerving is a 3 of? Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
I'm sorry. -5 to a check is kind of insane.
It feels good, yeah. But those are my options. I looked at actions and assets. There wasn't very much, and then foundations. I'm just gonna speed run through these as quick as I can. Okay, Stare Down is a slightly better version of Conflict of Ideologies. Yes, this is commit and this is reusable, but the games probably shouldn't be lasting that long. So like just your turn, flip, lose 1, freeze 1. Right? I don't have to hit them to make it happen. It just happens, right? 2/5/2 low block. Influence in the Youth says that if they have any defensive pieces, you just turn them sideways, and then you can stare down or conflict them. Full on attack mode is just is a way to get you out of deadlock on a spam, which you need to have in the game. You just need that. If you draw cold and you just like draw 1 attack, 5 foundations, 4 turns in a row, you're gonna build to 13, and so you need ways to get yourself out of deadlock, or else you'll just lose. Sudden Appearance is insane. It says enhance commit. Your attack gets +2 speed, just as the first move. And it's speed that they can't touch because it's minusing the check. Happy Go Lucky is one of my favorite cards that has come out in set 3. Enhance commit, add a low block to your hand is exactly what the evil symbol needed in order to like keep up defensively. Floating Around My Babies says remove the top 3, get a damage. We don't care about the cards on our discard pile. It's essentially remove the top 3 cards of our deck, get an extra damage with Stain, right? Do Stain's thing again. Challenging is good. Conflict, Dissolve the Conflict is insane whenever you have conflict out, right? They play a move, they check poorly on it, you add it back to their hand, they play it again, they check fine, and then you -3 them. It just says that like you have a second ability of Stain as long as they check poorly. So it takes a lot of like a little bit of luck on your end and a lot of skill on your end in order to know when to use this. Stronger in Darkness is cool if you have to check hack on our turn. It says we get more damage. Desperate Times, I think, is very good. Sticky Balls, I think, is very good. Apathetic, because foundations are messed up. And then Brute Strength is like a different flavor of full-on attack mode, but at a higher cost, right? This is +2 damage as an output, and this is +1 damage heal 1 as an output. But the difference is literally the 1 difficulty, and that's it, right? The question is how much spam do you have, and all that jazz. So with that said, now that I've laid out everything, is there anything that I have included into the sideboard that you think would be interesting to try and fit into the deck?
All right, I didn't even know Happy Go Lucky was a card. First off,
it is brand new. It was out of the Wild Wild Pussycats DLC.
Let me see. I like the idea behind Stare Down. Conflict is great, but you're right. You do have to hit, and if you don't hit, then conflict doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the other big thing with Conflict, though, right, is it is flip for +2 damage on your Fury attacks, right? And so we've got...
The only Fury attack is...
1?
Yeah.
All right, that card sucks. His card sucks. It also lets us fix our low blocks a little bit. Yeah, I'm down to put in Stare Down. I don't think it needs to be a 4 of, but I think a 3 of is very cool. Anything else? Any of the attacks? You said that you Brandish Steel was coming out, right?
Yeah, that was supposed to be mid-air.
And then there's 2 of them?
Yep.
Okay.
Because nobody wants to block that attack, but if you don't block that attack, you just turn Stain on.
Correct. Yeah, very, very good on turn 2. Not very good everywhere else in the game.
I love Slashing Whirlwind. I used to play it before set 3. Sure. I just hate that it takes so long to turn it on.
Yeah. I get that. It was literally just going to be a 1 of as sort of like a gotcha card, right? So the thing about cards like Slashing Whirlwind is I think Slashing Whirlwind does a lot of mental damage, right? If you see it, play it, whatever, right? As soon as your opponent sees it, it now has to be in the back of their head of like, yo, if I don't have a way to deal with Slashing Whirlwind and you get 2 momentum, I'll die. I'll just die. I'll take 15 because there's nothing I can do about it, right? But that is if your opponent even is caring or respecting Slashing Whirlwind, right? And so like there's that give and take.
Cut a piercing needle.
Cut a piercing needle for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cut one piercing needle for a slashing. I dig it. I absolutely dig it.
I love piercing needle again, the poke through, and then making an attack later gain +2. But
yeah,
I also hate the fact that it becomes a 3 damage move.
Yeah, it's only 4 damage in stain, right? Because you do get the burn.
Yeah, you get the 1.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This is okay. You do have Excited for Blood. I was like, why didn't I add Excited for Blood? And I just didn't see it.
I love Excited for Blood.
It's needed in this deck for sure.
Especially as a 6-hander.
Yeah.
So I gotta try dissolving the conflict. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, it is a skill-based card. Truthfully, there's going to be some games where you will die with it on your board, and they have like played around it, right? But it meant that they like had to play around it, which means that they changed their play pattern, which means it kind of did its job, right? It's got a lot of this idea of like a deterrent-esque gameplay of it just existing, right? Very rarely will this card actually be used and save your life unless your opponent is just like disrespecting their checks, your checks, whatever, right? Which is why I don't think this card sees a ton of play, because the good players will beat you through dissolving, but it will take them an extra turn or turn and a half to figure out how to do so, right? It means that I have to stop attacking on my string turn.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And so it will give you one more turn of life in order to make something happen. So we'll put it in at a 1 of, and we'll see where it goes from there.
The hardest thing about evil is there's so many good 2s.
Yes. 100%. I think the other big ones that we get to really focus on, right, are Desperate Times. I think this card is better than Keen Observation, personally. I think it just does it does a more impactful thing in the game state than I would never enhance flip my 0/5/2 high block for +1 damage. I wouldn't do that, right? They're just better cards. Enhance after my opponent draws a card on their turn, stun them 1 is incredible. It's very good. This card is super good, especially in like pairs, right? Making them commit cards so that they stop attacking me is way better than me doing an extra point of damage whenever I already hit them.
All right, swap it. Sounds good.
I love it. If the goal is for your opponent not to have any fun, that is one of the cards that says that they don't have fun. Apathetic. Apathetic is the other one at a 2 of, I think, should exist. Oh, Conflict is still in our deck. We're going to get rid of it. It's gone.
All right, cool.
I think Apathetic is one of those cards that I feel like we have to have at some capacity. The question is it better than Unnerving? Right? Because that's the slot that it takes.
That's a rough one. Unnerving's been winning me games since I put it in.
So the other slot that it's allowed to take, right, as long as you're down for the replacement check, is Hero Killer.
I love Hero Killer, but it's only really good going first.
I completely agree. I think that we put it down to a 1 of, and you maybe sideboard the other 2, and then you mainboard the double Apathetic to take its spot. So this card, as a deadlock threat, you just lay it down on your field, and you look at them, and you go, if you go to deadlock, I'll kill you. Because giving every move stun 2 means that you win the game, right? Like
I'm also playing four fruits, so even the deadlock threats.
True. You are playing 4 fruits. And Apathetic, just like, you do have to wait for them, but Hero Killer does not. You have to lose the resource, and this is you flip this resource. And so, like, they get to keep the card themselves, right? They get to keep the +1 to their check, but I also get to keep +1 on my check for the rest of the game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before we go any further, what's this number look like?
I really like 60.
You really like 60. Well, we're at 60 currently. 24, 16, 20. We probably have too many high blocks, huh? We probably should figure out how to put some mid blocks back in. You have 6 mid blocks. Oh, wowzers. What mid blocks do we have on foundations? Creepy sticky balls, floating, kind of. Sudden appearance, kind of. All right, what do we have here that are high block? Let's take Desperate Times to drop it down to a 3 of. I mean, maybe we. How do you feel about Excited being at a 2 of, or a 3 of? Is that crazy?
I could try it.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, and I just put it back.
True. Right, because we have to get mid blocks back in your deck. 16 is far too low of a number, right? I want to get this to be like 20, 20, 20 if possible. So our thing is now, right? Like we have 2 cards that we get to play with, right? It could be like double Sudden Appearance, and that's not bad. It could be like double Floating, although those aren't real mid blocks. It could be like 1 creepy, 1 sticky balls as an option. It could be 1 Sudden Appearance, 1 sticky balls as an option. We just cut a 3 diff, so we have room for another 3 diff.
All right. Remind me, what's the second effect of Sudden Appearance?
Enhance your attack, flip in the enhanced step. Enhance flip, your move gains flash.
Huh. Throw in 2 Sudden Appearance.
Throw in 2 Sudden Appearance. I love this card in Evil decks. I think flipping a Knife Slice as like your second card and being like, yo, it's flashed. It's very hard for them to deal with, especially at low health. At the same time, if you want the bonus damage, it's a really easy way to make Piercing Needle happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you still get to respond if you've hit in the game. I like that play a lot, actually. That's very cool.
That and that can turn into 5 speed with Stain.
Yeah. 22, 18, 20. These are not bad. This is not bad block zone spread. We could, because we have so many low blocks on our attacks. Man, we have a lot of low blocks on our attacks. What was the low block on the 7 damage move? Brandish. Was it mid?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on taking out 1 piercing for 1 brandish?
Yeah. Go for
It's
it.
It's exclusively. I have to go find it again. It's exclusively to try and keep our block zones a little cleaner.
I like Brandish Steel. Piercing Descent just was able to push for a little bit more damage.
That is true. They essentially are doing the same thing, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just one becomes 9
Yeah.
damage, one becomes 8.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you could just take Piercing Descent out.
For brandish?
Yeah.
I like
'cause
piercing descent. I think piercing descent
that
is
drops
rad.
That drops too much low blocks. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I think honestly, hold on. Let's not get crazy with it, right? Let's go block zone mid, weapon evil go. Right? Brandish Steel, Net Gun Surprise, Sinister Paralyzation, Slashing Whirlwind. It could be like a second slashing if you wanted. It could be, right? It's got a solid block. I think you take out the 1 piercing, put it to a 2 of, and I think that's a fine number, right? Because it's either that or we take out a laceration.
That's
Put it down to a 3 of, because after you get the poke, this card is not that great, truthfully. Like, it's fine, right?
yeah, it's just a 2 damage.
And so, like, I think 3 is... So, like, you could go, like, 3 here, 3 here, and then find a bonus move, right? Whether it be slashing or, like, brandish or neck gun surprise. Like, neck gun's not terrible, right? It's a stun 2 move.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice slice at the 4.
Mm-hmm. That card's just
That card's
disgusting.
very good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you can cut Laceration down. And then, what do I want to...
Yeah, because currently we're back down to. Oh, I need to refresh this one. Yeah, we're at 19 attacks, so I need one more attack from you.
I'd probably go with slashing.
Slashing Whirlwind. I love it. This card's also like hella fast, you know.
I also want to be able to, see it.
Yeah. Okay. This is 60, 19, 19, 22. These are respectable numbers. These are numbers that I can live with. Okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts here?
I like it. I have all these cards, so I can definitely try this out.
I love that. When you do try it out, make sure to mention it in the stain thread of the Discord and be like, yo, this is what Tam helped me with. What are your guys' thoughts? Here's what I blah 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 blah, and get the community to jump in on it too, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be more active in the community.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually trying to oh, sorry.
Well, you're good. Say again.
I also have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to get some of my hair on it because
you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Shout it out, homie. What is it?
Zafka, same name I have in Discord.
Googling.
It's gaming, music, cards. I've been doing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh lately, so.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I'm a big Cyber Dragon player.
I see. You have Midoriya as your profile picture?
Yes.
Nice.
That's what I actually thought I was going to favor in the game, but Stan is just too much fun.
Chat, go give this man a sub.
I appreciate you.
You're very welcome, man. Well, I think that this is probably where I would leave this. I might actually steal this deck for online games. This looks very, very good.
I'm going to be testing it tomorrow, so I'm excited.
I love it. Let me know how it works, okay?
Yep, you got it.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Peace.